G.
Enough gal run the place, think them know me. My spoil bad, I just saw my mother grow me. My truth little bit, that's the next thing. Me I work and I progress, not a rush thing. If a man want see me, him have to pull up. For me nothing at the texting. When your heart really pure is a testing. Them want take you for fool, block the blessings. I feel what you say, vibe can't lie. Me two-faced to you, now waste my time. Done smiling at people face. Don't make the wrong choice and pass your place. If you flinch 2 times, my uncle grab him waist. I know war where I start, I just a love steal. Text said, pan ooh, pretty me. Hot gal from little Piccany. Enough gal round the place, think them know me. But spoil bad, I just saw my mother grow me. My truth little bit, that's the next thing. Me I work and I progress, not a rush thing. Oh shit, ho, yeah, that's me. I'ma give you different flavors, chocolate, strawberry. Heard it tastes like vanilla bean. If I hide, he gon' climb up that cherry tree. Always super fresh, baby, minty clean. Only need me that cookie and that cream. Butter pecan with that birthday cake. Dripping caramel pie all on his face. Enough gal on the place, think them know me. My spoil bad, I just saw my mother grow me. My truth little bit, that's the next thing. Me I work and I progress, not a rush thing. If a man wants see me, him have to pull up. For me nothing at the texting. When your heart really pure is a testing. Them want take you for fool, block the blessings.
G.
Wake up, sis. It's your girl OG Nia Lee here. And y'all already know I'm with my man, Shice, Mr. Talk of the Town. We got this. Woo!
What's up? It's your boy Lance Stevenson, aka Born Ready. Now rocking with Shice, Mr. Talk of the Town. You know how we do it, baby.
Where you represent? Where you represent
Brooklyn,
right now?
baby, Brooklyn.
You are now tuned in to the craziest podcast. Let's Talk Crazy. Hosted by Shice, the talk of the town.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Shice, Mr. Talk of the Town, and welcome to Let's Talk Crazy. And as you can see right now, I got the big man putting in work. That's right, the one, the only, Mr. Derek, the Bonecrusher, Dennis. What up, dude?
Shice, what's going on, my brother? How you doing?
No, you already know. I see you out there on the West Coast rocking that Yankee hat. I see that.
Hey, man, you know how it is with us. We always got to hold it down everywhere we go.
You already know. So what's going
Harley
on?
home, always repping.
That's what we do. I notice, like, I don't care where New York moved to. We make wherever we go, New York. That's it.
That's a fact.
And we could be there forever. Listen,
That's a fact.
if we was in the ocean right now, we would be down there swimming with Yankee hats and Giants and all that.
That's a fact. All the way.
So for all who don't know, the Bonecrusher is a football player, and might I add, I think you played in all 3 leagues: CFL, XFL, and the NFL.
Yeah, I played pretty much every pro league in North America. Played Arena, XFL, NFL, did the CFL. They're pretty much, man. They had a helmet and a jersey. I was playing.
So, all right, let's go back to Young D, right? Young Bonecrusher. Like, what made you say, because I read that when you was in high school, you didn't play football until your junior year in high school.
Yeah, I didn't start playing football till senior year of high school, and it was more for like on some shits and giggles type of shit. I was a basketball player. You know how it is in New York. Everybody played ball. Everybody grew up in the park. You know what I'm saying? Like, I played AAU all my life. Basketball was my first love. So I didn't really get into the football until I got into high school, and it was just more some like everybody like, yo, come play. Like big kid. Everybody knew I was an athlete because I was good at ball. It was like, yo, come play. You know, you might like it. Like, yo, you need to be playing football. So one year, my dad always in my ear, teachers, friends. I was like, man, F it, I give it a try. And lo and behold, I ended up where I was. Just kind of like on an accident, really. I wasn't even trying.
So right now, basketball is still your first love?
Yeah, all the way. I mean, I haven't touched the ball in I don't know how long, just because when you get into the grind of football and playing and doing the things that you do in football, I just kind of got away from playing the game. So
right. So, and that's the crazy thing. And let's go back. you actually helped your high school win back-to-back state titles in
Yeah, man.
basketball.
Yeah, it's crazy because nowadays, like when I talk to my football buddies, and with other athletes, especially other pro athletes, we always think we're great in other sports, right? So, a lot of guys did have that beginning of playing football or playing another sport and kind of transitioning to or trying to play basketball or baseball, whatever it may be, right? So for me, everybody always look at me, and I'm offensive lineman now. I'm 300 something pounds. They don't think I could really get down on the court like how I used to. So when I always tell dudes like, "Yo, I'm really like that on the court," nobody believes me because they just look at how I am now and they look at what I've become, and they think like, "Nah, you can't run up and down the court, you can't dunk, you can't dribble." And it's like when I finally do, every time I get on the court with a bunch of football players, and it get crazy for them, and they're like, "Oh no, you really is like that." I ain't know, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, I do this. Like I used to do this, son.
And let's talk about it because from what I read, you averaged 15 points and 11 rebounds in basketball. So you was putting up real Shaq numbers in high school.
Yeah, man. I was so in high school I used to have this really big afro.
Oh,
And this was around the time, this is early 2000s, right? This is when the Pistons was the team in the NBA, and they used to call me Baby Ben Wallace because I used to really just be out there just beasting. I'm like playing defense. I was known for my offense and defense. So it was like if the team had a good big man, guess who was guarding? It was me. And I was going to shut him down, and I was going to drop 20 and 10, and he was going to have a slow night. So it just kind of became like what I was known for. And it got to the point where like I used to have braids in high school. So whenever I used to come to games and think like, I'm gonna get fly for the honeys. I'm gonna have some nice braided patterns in my head, and so I'm gonna look smooth on the court today. My coaches used to get mad and make me take my braids out and play with my afro. Okay, you want to be in the camera? I know.
And for those who just watching, that is his baby girl right there. And this is your second?
My second kid, yeah. I got my son will be 4 in a couple weeks, and then my daughter I had my daughter during the pandemic. So
First of all, it seemed like you just had your son because I remember when you was posting up like, "Yo, I finally got my son," and you know what I'm saying? You was holding him up, wearing the jerseys and everything, and I was like, "Dang!" And now to see you do it 2 times, you doing it the third time?
I mean, honestly, you know how it is with kids, man. You got a few yourself, man. They kind of just once you have one, they just start springing up on you, man. You lose track of time.
I'm losing it. No, I'm not doing it. No, I'm not doing it again. I'm letting you know that now. It's not gonna happen, bro.
Yeah, man. I'm still early in the game. Like your kids is pretty much up there in age, man. I'm new to the daddy world, so I'm still adjusting.
Yeah, listen. At that age, they cute, but me, I want to give them back. I just got me a godson, and when he come over, I'll be like, "Can he go home now?" Like, I love to see him, but he got to go home. Like, but
yeah.
Listen, daddy world though is just it's
it's amazing,
though.
man. It's amazing, man. It's worth it. It's worth the sleepless nights. It's worth all the stressing, all the worrying, man. Because when you see them grow up and they actually do something with themselves, it's kind of like, okay, all right, I did my job.
And that's the thing, right? So now let's go back to when you started playing sports, right? Growing up, to say, "Yo, I want to grow up to play sports." That was like, you gonna get a regular job first. Like sports was so far beyond. Like, how did your parents take? Like, when did you know you wanted to play sports?
The sports thing was kind of like it just was natural. So like. The way I grew up in a big family in New York, and like in New York, everybody's always tight knit, everybody's together, and I had a lot of cousins who. That's just like how you bond, right? With your cousins, your siblings, is competitiveness in sports. So I had an older cousin who he was nice at ball, and everybody like his dad used to like really like push him for greatness, and I used to just watch how he used to always be working on his handle, working on his dribble, working on his game. And it just kind of inspired me to just kind of do the same thing. So, like, I was always the big kid who was just naturally, like, able to keep up, right? I always wanted to hang around with the small kids, be able to run fast, jump high, do all the stuff that the big kids ain't supposed to do, right? So it just naturally, like for me, my athleticism and stuff just kind of came as on a whim in a sense. So, and then too, like my mom, she from Laurelton, Queens. She used to go to Andrew Jackson. She was a big dancer in high school. So my mom actually had a scholarship to go to Juilliard to dance.
Nice.
She had got pregnant with me and had to give up her scholarship to go to Juilliard. So it was kind of like for me, sports just came more of like a way to just pay homage, like because my mom had such a promising future, and I get a lot of my athletic ability from her. So I just kind of wanted to do something to kind of pay homage to it. She used to have me dance too a lot as a kid. I think that's what contributed to me being a good athlete, because she used to have me in dance school. I used to go to the big dance. You know how in New York City they got the dance schools. Kids going to dance school on the weekends. You're doing jazz, you're doing contemporary, you're doing ballet, you're doing all that, right? So I was her first kid, so she had me doing it until she started having daughters, till I started having my younger sisters. And then that was really my intro to like doing sports and stuff. So like I used to just play for fun. I didn't play organized sports until I got to middle school. And then that's when I started getting into playing team sports and getting real heavy with the basketball and just getting into it. Like it's just kind of like a natural transition for me is when I got to a certain age where sports was more like this is a way for me to hang out with my friends, make friends, hang out with people, socialize, right? It wasn't really, I was never one of those kids like I want to go pro, I want to be this, I want to be that. That stuff didn't start clicking for me until I got into like high school, like early high school, middle school, when I started seeing all my buddies. One of my cousins, Curtis Kelly, he was like top 20 player in the country in basketball, went to Rice High School in Manhattan. So, you know what I'm saying? Like I was around a lot of people who was just doing great stuff, and it just naturally just kind of rubbed off on me.
So, and it's crazy. And shout out to your mom and your dad. Like, I remember when I first met y'all, we were in Manhattan at a school, at a kid function. And I honestly thought your dad was your brother. I ain't even gonna lie.
Everybody think that.
Because I was like, at first I was like, okay, who is who? Because I can't tell, like, who is who. And I was just like, yo, you know what? But they were definitely cool, and shout out to them, man. And it's important to have your family support you in whatever it is that you do, especially nowadays. Because like I said, in our day, and my day go a little bit longer than yours. Like, to say you want to play sports, parents frowned upon that. Like, you're not gonna make sports. Sports is not a real career. You have to do this. And now, here I am telling my daughter she wants to be a dancer, and I'm like, do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's no longer don't do this, don't do that. It's now we now have to support their dreams and stuff like that. So, and like I said, I just respect what you've been doing. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that, man.
As a man, to see you do the sports and then say, come home. I'm going to be with my kids. You know? And a lot of athletes lose sight of that sometimes. Well, not even athletes. Let me rephrase that. A lot of people,
men in general.
Yes, we lose sight of that. Like, we still can't. We gotta hold on to the things that people don't want us to do. We want to hang out. We want to do this. But I love to see men, especially our black men, come back home and do the family thing.
Talk Crazy will be right back.
You are rocking with Monster Mondays, the Monster Man Rocco,
The right one, the main gun.
and our DJ.
DJ Rec, what's happening?
Monster Mondays, that's right, is on live on YouTube each and every Monday from 8 to 11 p.m. So make sure y'all tune in to Monster Mondays.
Turn me up, son. It's hammer time. I done blamed an honor for my fans of mine. Watch them hurt their feelings and one of them stands a try. Spark mad is a man pistols push out the channel live. Alcatraz the great, ain't no escaping safely. I shave an eighth off your face with the trade. You keep playing crazy. Grave him, you can't break me, you can't change me. My mama made me, you can't make me. Certain things always remain the same. Like niggas say in their lane when they get afraid of pain. So it don't matter how grown or how cool I am. If it be who's my fam, then it's tool I blam. Only if you make me though, you can straight steamroll. Golf game, nigga, 18 holes. They gon' miss them like most centers trying to make free throws. These shots mandatory like backs, I'm just saying we won't.
Get smacked silly with the Mac double milli grip.
I done blammed and on it for former fans of mine. Watch them, you hurt the feelings and one of them stands a trial.
Smack silly with the Mac double milli grip. Bow to your majesty to avoid a tragedy. That will be a travesty. Fill your brain capacity. Handcrafted tapestry. Winning in the pageantry. Motherfuck vanity. I'm writing that insanity. Knowledge of yourself shit. Gods building wealth with. Other gods moving through the slums on some stealth shit. Root economical. Y'all rappers is comical. Claiming you living large. My life's astronomical. I ain't no affiliate. Homie, I am really it. Get smacked silly with the Mac double milli grip. Ebonic street jive. Speak that fluently. Spit mad poison, but I do it so prudently. Name in a death note. Die when I write it in. Frog pussy 16s. Ain't nobody tighter than. Trips when I'm spazzing. Freestyle going off. Put your whole family in the dirt when I'm showing off. Get smacked silly with the Mac double milli grip.
I done blammed and on it for former fans of mine. Watch them, you hurt the feelings and one of them stands a trial.
Smack silly with the Mac double milli grip.
I done blammed and on it for former fans of mine. Watch them, you hurt the feelings and one of them stands a trial.
Get smack silly with the Mac double milli grip.
I done blammed and on it for former fans of mine. Watch them, you hurt the feelings and one of them stands a trial.
Smack silly with the Mac.
So, let's get into it, man. So, like I said, you've been a guy who played in all leagues. And I'm not talking money wise. Which league made you? What league were you most happy in?
I mean, it's different stages of life that I was at, and each time I was in a certain league. And you know, at that time of my life, I mean, I was pretty much always happy. But if I had to say if I define happiness as the most fun I had playing the sport and just kind of growing, it's between when I was in Canada and college. It's probably like the time in my life in the sports realm where things was just simple. You know, it was just about having fun. It was about enjoying yourself. It was about getting to where you wanted to get to.
And that's the thing. A lot of people don't realize that sports at this moment, you know, when you hit the college and then you hit after college, it becomes a business. But college is the introduction to the business of sports. And like you said, it don't become fun no more. Now it all becomes about business. You got to get an agent. You got to find somebody who has your best interest at the same time, and you got to worry about this person. You know, it's a lot that comes with it, and people think that, oh no, you could just go play sports. Nah, you got to learn the business first. And
for me, honestly, that was the biggest adjustment from college to playing pro ball. Was understanding the business that I was in. Because even in college, it still is a business.
Right.
When you're a kid, you're not really looking at it, but they paying you to play ball, right? Your room and board, your books, your education is your payment for coming there and performing well. And what I always tell young kids too is that a lot of kids think like, oh, once I get a scholarship, that's a guaranteed 4 years. When no, it's not the truth.
Right.
Actually, scholarships are 1 year renewable. So that means after the 1 year is up that you got the scholarship, they really don't have to give it back to you. They can say, you know what, you're not really worth nothing. You're not really, you're not an asset to us and what we brought you here for, and that's playing sports. So maybe you need to go look somewhere else. Maybe there's plenty of stories of guys who lose their scholarships for not performing or not doing it or taking it for granted or letting the college life get the best of them and not, forgetting about what their responsibilities are and what they're there to do. So that's always the big thing. Like, it's always kids don't know. They just look at it what's glamorized. They see the big, top NFL players, and they don't realize that's the top 2% of the league, man. Not everybody's making $100 million contracts and getting 60 million. You know what I'm saying? That's two, 3 guys per team, man. That's not everybody. So that's always been my thing with me going through the experiences that I went through and playing the sport and being able to see it live. Is I just try to take that knowledge and just impart it back onto the young generation, because a lot of these guys, they mindset of what to expect or what they're going to go through is warped, because they only know what's glamorized. They don't know the real struggle behind it. They don't know how much of a grind it is. They don't know how much effort and time you got to put into it. Right, yeah. They don't know how much effort and time you got to put into it to get to where you need to get to, right? Yeah, tell them.
I love it. And you're right. It's exactly what you said, right? The college level is the introduction to the business. And like I tell my kids now, when you enter college, colleges don't have to take you, right? Like, it's like a job. Like, they have to want you the same way you want them, and they don't have to take you. And it's so crazy, like you said, everybody thinks that, oh, I'm guaranteed for. No, you got to work for this. And if your work is not good, they're going to say, you know what? It ain't working for us. Just like a job.
They was going to find the next person who can, you know what I'm saying, could benefit them, right? So that's what I learned, the business side of stuff early, and seeing how college was and the experiences that a lot of the guys that I came up with went through. It kind of clicked for me, like, okay, this is... it's not just about putting your pads on and playing and having fun no more. Now it's about, you know what I'm saying, what have you done for me lately type of thing. So, and I mean, the fortunate thing for me is I was always a talented kid, man. And my mindset is what's kind of helped me kind of even get as far as I did was I'm a competitor, man. I compete. I love challenges. I love being able to push myself. I love proving people wrong. That's always been my driving force, right? Whenever somebody told me I can't do something, then it was all right, bet. I'm gonna show you I can do it, and I can do it better. So that's always been kind of what's always pushed me to at least kind of get as far as I could. And man, it's to be from where I'm from and to get to where I've got to and done the things that I've done. I've always been so wrapped up in having goals and being focused on achieving goals that I never was one of those people to take a step back and just look big picture and go, man, I actually did something significant. I actually did something that a lot of people dream of doing, because I was just so, in my mind, it was always, what can I do more? What can I do to get better? Like, that's how my mom kind of programmed me that way, because I guess that's how she was built. So it was always like, okay, you good, but you can do better. Okay, you good, but you can do better, right? And sometimes when you get in that mindset, you forget to kind of take a step back and go, wow, man, like, I'm somewhere I never even, people that I grew up with will never even get to see this, right? We'll never get to do this. We'll never get to feel this, right? I got a chance as a kid from New York City to, be around people like Tom Brady's and Cam Newton's and, D'Angelo Williams, Julius Peppers, Brian Urlachers, Lance Briggs. Like, these are all people that, like, they're looking at me like they're equal. And to me, it's like, man, where I'm from, we dream about being able to, politic with people like you. Like, we don't get to see. That's why, like you said, how we met, it was always important for me to come back to my community, because in New York, kids don't get to see the people that make it out and do stuff and be able to come back and say, you know what, I used to sit right where you was at. If I could do it, you could do it. That type of thing. So that was always big for me, and always wanting to take opportunities to get into the community and talk to kids and have people be able to shake my hand. Like, I've always prided myself on being a people person, right? I don't care how big I make it. I don't care how much money I get. I don't care how many times you don't see me on TV. I'm still gonna come kick it with you, chop it up, shake your hand. We're gonna break bread. We're gonna split some water. We're gonna talk. You got some questions, man? Ask as many questions you want to ask. I'll sit here all day with you. Like, that's how I was built. So that's really just, I'm just blessed enough to be able to go through things that I'm able to just take that knowledge, and that's kind of the mindset I'm in now. Is that since I'm in the latter part of my my playing years, I'm just trying to take all the knowledge that I gained, the experiences that I gained, and give it to the younger generation, man, so they can do something better with it.
And I respect that as a man, right? Because like you said, some of these people, right, like all in the industry, entertainment, sports, whatever, a lot of people won't take time to give back, right? Everybody say they put on for their city, they put on for the hood, they do it for the people, and they kind of forget. And like you said, you didn't. You like, you know what? It's important for people to see people like me make it, because I sat where you sat. I looked the way you look. And back in the days, let's be honest, when you seen somebody on TV, it was almost a zero chance that you was ever going to see that person ever in life. But now it's reachable. Like, you can see somebody on TV and be sitting right next to them and be like, oh my God, right? And I've always said, you know, we want to make money doing what we love. And a couple of weeks ago, I was in Atlanta at Invest Fest, and to kick it with people who look like me and have millions of dollars, right? I was like, yo, it's not far-fetched. You know, we can be millionaires. We can be that and still be who we are. This is the world we live in now. And I'm glad that you said that, because our kids need to see us, need to see people like us do what we do, and then come back and say, yo, you can do it too. That's the most important thing, you know?
Yeah, that's big, man. 'Cause honestly, for me, I think the first person that I ever encountered like that was Elton Brand, because I went to the same high school as Elton Brand, and he was the first, like, talk about a dude who came from where I came from, was the #1 pick in the NBA, had a great NBA career. Now he's the general manager of the Philadelphia 76ers. So I got a chance to build a great relationship with him and people around him, because, you know, when he was in Philly playing with the Sixers, I was in college, right? So I got to kick it with him, you know. Then the first time I met him was when I want to say 7 years old. And he used to have Elton Brand Day back in Peekskill High School, where I went. So that was the first time I met him, and it was kind of I think that's probably the first person I ever met that kind of had me starstruck, and I was like a yo, and it kind of clicked in my head then, like yo, he's from, you know what I'm saying? He's from where I'm from. He played in the same playgrounds I played in. You know, he lived in some of the same places I lived. To see him hit that pinnacle, it's like why can't I do it? You know, why can't I, you know, do the things that people say I can do, right? And I think that's what's always kind of troubled our communities, is that it's always people look at their surroundings and they never got a chance to think big picture. Like, what's outside of here? What's outside of here? What's out there that I could possibly see and touch, right? And that was always me. I was always the kid that was like, would look at what's in front of me and go, nah, like there's more to this, and I want to see what that more is. I want to see what it's like. So at least I know, hey, at least I gave it a shot. I gave it a chance, right? And coming from those communities, man, there's enough examples around you of what not to do, right? So me, I was the kid to always think polar opposites, right? Well, if he's doing that and that's where he's at, well, let me try the complete opposite and see where it gets me, right? So that's why education for me was always a big thing, right? That's why I said, like, sports was never on my mental. My thing was get my degree and be the first one in my family to get that and see what it did for me, see where it takes me. And the sports thing was kind of was like my vessel, my vehicle. I knew my parents could afford to get me to college, so how could I get to college without having to put that stress on my parents to do it for me, right? That's what I use sports for. I use sports as a vessel to get me to where I really wanted to get to, and that was get to college, get my degree, and then start my life and do the things that I wanted to do.
And that's crazy, right? Because here's how our kids think today, right? And I've actually had this conversation with a couple of athletes who play sports in high school. And their thing is to go to college for a year just to make it into pro sports. And my thing is, why just wait a year? Like, you know, do what you came here to do. You know what I'm saying? Because God forbid, and this was drilled into us as kids, God forbid you break an ankle, you tear a ligament or something, and you can't. What do you fall back on? That one check that you got can't cover you for the rest of your life. Now, what do you have to do to live and survive? And I wish that our kids will change their mindset and say, you know what? Let me take the 4 years and take advantage. And like you said, use sports as your vessel, right? Like, hey, this is going to be my ride. This is how I'm going to move and make it to where I want to be, just in case this don't happen. If you have a long career in sports, that's great. But a lot of people don't make it. We got ex-pro players in all sports who work in Walmart now, who work in Starbucks now. And not to say there's nothing wrong with that, but that ain't where you wanted to be. You wanted to do something better. Look at Elvin from The Cosby Show. He was on TV on one of the biggest shows ever. And somebody had to find him at a Walmart. And that just shows you that you can, as fast as it comes, is as fast as it can go. And that's what our kids need to know.
Yeah, that's the truth. That's the truth, man. Honestly, like I said, man, I've seen a lot of guys go through that, man. I've seen a lot of people experience that. And for me, that's why my education was always the most important thing to me, because when you get into college and they start doing all these seminars with you, and you hear about the NFL, they say majority of pro players go broke, after their career. You hear the majority of, guys who deal with certain issues. You hear the majority of college football athletes. Not everybody's going to get a chance to go pro. You got to think about it. It's almost 180 Division I programs with at least 100 kids per program, and only 250 kids get drafted. So that's a small percentage of dudes who are going to get to the league, right? So in my mind, the league was more like a plus, right? Me playing pro football was a plus. My main objective was to get my degree so that I could say I got a college diploma and I could set myself up for whatever I wanted to do once the football stuff and the sports stuff kind of ran its course for me. So that's what I always preach to kids, man. I'm heavy in education, man. That's been pretty much my key to getting out of still being back home with the homies, still doing the same stuff we was doing as kids in high school. That was the difference, man. It wasn't about the sports for me. Sports was my way to get to college. College was my way out, not the other way around.
Right. And I'm glad that you said that.
Let's Talk Crazy. We'll be right back.
See, man, you gotta go get it. Can't play with it. Yes, sir. Dollar bills, cars, pretty rings, keys, money gon' fall. Pick it up, please. Sippin' up, sip up. Get a little tipsy. Got sauce, everything clean. Dollar bills, cars, dollar bills and all the cars. Money gon' fall. Money always gonna talk. Sippin' up, I'm sippin' at the bar. Drippin' in sauce, everything clean. I fell in love with the drip. I fell in love with the drip. Can't get her off of my back. Can't get her over the day. I'm still in love with this shit, yeah. I'm waking up making hits, whoa. I'm waking up making racks, yeah. I make it back when it's spent. Whenever I come around, it's a movie, yeah. I step in the spot, I got all of this energy looking like movie, whoa. But they go figure it out, cause the way that I'm moving is spookies. Hey, go respect all the hundreds, I'm making this looking like blue cheese. News, I just cashed out, and they ain't got a clue. Can I get this money? All the things I'ma do. Every time I move fast, all the time flew past. Never had to move back, why I didn't do that? Yeah. Dollar bills, cars, pretty rings, keys. Money gon' fall. Pick it up, please. Sippin' up, get a little tipsy. Got sauce, everything clean. Dollar bills, cars, dollar bills and all the cars. Money gon' fall. Money always gonna talk. Sippin' up, I'm sippin' at the bar. Drippin' in sauce, everything clean. I'ma pick up the tab. You can rock it, baby, get in your bag. Hella choppers, don't get hit up with that. See us rich, I know they picturing that. For my bitch and I'ma give it a get. Taking you shopping, let's get us some racks. Popping the bottle with spliff in your lap. Move it, then drop it, then get me your right. Pussy throbbing when I'm giving you that. On the carpet, getting hit from the back. There's no stopping when you wanted it back. Parallel park it and kick on the gas. Yeah. Do it. Would you come and you hang with me? Would you come and you hang with me? I just cashed out and they ain't got a clue. Can I get this money? All the things I'ma do. Every time I move fast, all the time flew past. Never had to move back, why I didn't do that? Yeah. Dollar bills, cars, pretty rings, keys. Money gon' fall. Pick it up, please. Sippin' up, get a little tipsy. Got sauce, everything clean. Dollar bills, cars, dollar bills and all the cars. Money gon' fall. Money always gonna talk. Sippin' up, I'm sippin' at the bar. Drippin' in sauce, everything clean.
Are you going out and don't have a thing to wear? Hit up my girl Star the Show. That's right, Star the Show got the latest fashion for all your needs on any occasion. And don't forget, she got the crowns that'll make you feel like a king or queen. So make sure you hit her up at startheshow.com. All right? Don't forget startheshow.com. What's up, y'all? And don't forget, Mondays with the Queens. That's right, each and every Monday from 7 to 8 p.m. Join Rainbow, Envy, and Precious right here on the Evening Rush Network as the Queens always get busy and always represent for the ladies. So don't forget, each and every Monday right here on the Evening Rush Network from 7 to 8 p.m. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
The craziest podcast around. Let's talk crazy.
Shice, Mr. Talk of the Town.
So let's talk about this. You said that you came across a lot of people, Tom Brady's, the greats, right? We all know the big names. Who would you say, in your eyes, was probably one of the most underrated players that you said, yo, this guy got it, and he's not looked as a great?
First and foremost, myself.
But
nah.
You are great though, bro.
I would say, man, somebody that I came across like that. It's so many guys, man, that I can name.
Mm-hmm.
Man, off the top of my head, man, that's tough. I've been around a lot of dudes, man. It's the ones that stick out are the greats, obviously, right? Because the generational talents are rare. So, like, if I had to pick a guy, I would say that was like phenomenal that nobody never got a chance to see.
See, because the thing is this, right? It's guys like you, right?
Who
don't show up on a stat sheet all the time, but yet you protect the Tom Brady. You hit the Tom Brady's. Like those guys are great players, and they don't always get what Tom Brady threw for 300 and something yards today. Why? Because his protection was there.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So man, I played with a lot of offensive linemen like that. So one of the offensive linemen I played in New England, that was like my boy. He was a good NFL vet. My man Donald Thomas. He from Connecticut. He played 8 years in the league, man. He was a good lineman. He played for a lot of teams, but he was kind of like one of those unsung dudes. He wasn't a superstar, but he was a quality player, man. Another guy I would possibly say would be so there's one guy I played with in college, right? I'm talking about freak athlete. I'm talking about probably he might be the fastest dude I've ever seen in my life. Literally could roll out the bed and run a 4.1 without stretching, in sweats and unlaced shoes. His name was James Nixon. He's from Hartford, Connecticut. Bridgeport, Connecticut. This dude, when I tell you freakishly athletic, I'm talking about could jump a 45-inch vertical, could run a 4.1, could play any position, any skill position. I'm talking about DB, play DB, play wide receiver, play running back. He could do everything. It was just naturally gifted, man. And the dude was allergic to water. Didn't drink water.
Really?
He can only drink Gatorade. If he drank water, it made him throw up. It was the weirdest thing ever. But
what?
It was the weirdest thing ever. But when you talk about I remember we did pro day. He ended up playing a year or two with the Green Bay Packers, but he wasn't a big name dude. But he still made it to the league off of pure fact that he was just a generational athlete, man.
Right.
Another dude I can say that was like that I played with in college. He played a couple years in the league. Rod Streeter was another dude. He was 6'4", wide receiver. Wasn't big, probably was 200, 205. Ran a 4.2 40. He ended up playing 6 years in the league. He played mostly with the Raiders. Back when they had Terrell Pryor and stuff. He kind of broke on as an undrafted free agent because he didn't have no big college numbers. He wasn't getting a lot of passes. We was a run-heavy offense in college. But he was one of those dudes when you call play action and you send him 70 yards down the field, he was going to stretch the field and kill you. I had guys like, you know, it's crazy. A guy who's kind of like reaching stardom now, who I didn't expect. Robbie Anderson, wide receiver in the league, played at Temple. He was a freshman, sophomore when I was there, and he didn't play at all. But like when you look at Robbie's not a big guy. He's not built. He's real slender, real skinny. But we want to talk about a dude who got incredible ball skills and is super fast. I'm talking about like he gonna beat you in a one-on-one race. I'm super proud to see like him getting his just due in the league, man, because he's a dude that went through a lot of trials and tribulations. Didn't get the play time early like most big time dudes. He wasn't a 5-star recruit, but I mean he worked his tail off, man, and now he's probably a top 5, top 10 wide receiver in the NFL, man, which is a testament to like how hard he worked, man, and how crazy athletic and how much skill he had as a football player, man. That's the one thing I always loved about football is it's not the 5-star recruits or the guys. You know, some of those guys do make it. Some of those guys do end up being big stars. But majority of the league, majority of the players that you know about, that you hear about, those are going to be the undrafted guys. Guys everybody told them wasn't good enough, he wasn't tall enough, he wasn't big enough, he wasn't fast enough. They just know how to work. Like, that's just a trait that's just going to make you successful in anything you do in life. It's just that work ethic. Having that dog mentality, not taking no for an answer, not letting nobody tell you what you can and can't do. Just having that, I'm gonna put my head down, I'm gonna grind, I'm gonna go get it. And that's the one thing that I think I always trait that I always admired in people, because I always feel like that's kind of the same thing with me. It's just when you're from New York City, it's a blue collar mindset, man.
That's
Only
it.
thing you know how to do is
hustle.
grind, is hustle, get to it. Like, ain't nothing gonna be handed to you, ain't nothing gonna be given to you. You gotta go out there and get it. And that's I think that's what kind of made, because it's not a lot of football players from New York. I mean, I'm gonna keep it real. Like, especially when you get to the pro level, all these dudes from California, they from Florida, they from Texas, they from the big football states, right? So whenever I used to get out there and play with these dudes, and they look at me like, "Yo, where you from?" And I'd be like, "New York City." And they'd be like, "Y'all play football?" Like, what? like, nah, we don't play football. But when you get when you take a dog and you put him in the trench, you go see that cage gonna rattle now. You feel me? So that's always I used to get a lot of respect off of dudes just off the strength. Like, I ain't play football growing up, but and football is one of those sports where a New York mentality is gonna fit. You gonna lock me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm one of those dudes. You lock me in a room with somebody. You tell me, hey,
That's a fact.
you gotta survive. One of you gotta walk out this room to live. I best believe when that door opens, it's gonna be me walking out. That's how I feel.
That's a fact. And I'm glad, like you said, you talked about being undrafted, right? So I want you to kind of walk us through what's it like. How is it when you're undrafted? Like, how much harder do you have to work? Do you feel like you have to work extra hard than the guys who actually got drafted? Like, what's the process with that?
100%, man. So when you're not drafted in the first 3, maybe 4 rounds, your leash for mistakes and messing up and the microscope is much bigger, because to you, you to them are expendable, right? Everything in the league, in the sense of business, it's like any other business, right? When you got a product and you invest in that product, whatever you putting the most money into, you're gonna put the most attention to, right? And the people that you're not putting no money to, they interchangeable parts. You're gonna keep moving those in and out until you get till the machine works the way you want it to around the pieces that you spent your money for. So that's really like what it's like. So being an undrafted guy, you know what I'm saying? Like, you really gotta stand out. You really gotta do some stuff that's gonna make them go, hey, who's that? What number is 57 again? Who's that? What's his name? Type of thing. You know what I'm saying? So, and for me, my experience was the hardest of all, because my rookie year, I was on Hard Knocks, the big HBO show, right? Season, I think it was season 7 with the Miami Dolphins. That's when they just hired Joe Philbin, rookie. The first episode of that show, the first 15, 20 minutes is me getting cut, me getting my introduction to the NFL. Basically set me up. Knew they wasn't going to cut, knew they wasn't going to keep me. Decided to bring me down there just to film for the show. Got me, filming me checking to my hotel, filming me eating meals, doing the conditioning test, asking me questions. And it's not really dawning on me like, yo, they set me up right now. It's just kind of like, I'm bright-eyed. I got a chance to be in the league. I'm trying to take advantage of the situation. And when I finally get cut, that was like my hey, welcome to the league, type of moment where I kind of realized like, okay, this business is cutthroat. Like they don't care about you. They don't care about your feelings. They don't care about nothing. Everything is the bottom line, right? And if you don't fit the bottom line, then they gonna ship you up and get you up out of here. So um, that grind is different. Like I tell people all the time, I'm like, yo, if my son ever came to me and said, yo, pops, I want to play football. Sorry, check this out. We finna grind so you could be a top 5 pick because you don't want to go through what I went through. Like
Right.
that grind is different. Not everybody built for it, right? And there's a lot of days and nights where you're gonna be down yourself and thinking like, man, am I really cut out for this? Am I really meant to do this? And you gotta have a lot of self-discipline, a lot of mental toughness, as they like to say, a lot of belief in yourself, right? Because in anything in life, I mean, you know this, Shice, it's going to be a lot of people that's going to tell you no, right? And if you keep letting people tell you no and let them determine what you think is for you and what you want to get, then you're going to end up living the life that they pegging you into, right? Instead of you saying, I don't care how many times you tell me no, I know it is a yes, and I'm going to keep grinding until I find that one person that's going to go, hell yeah, I want him type of thing, right?
And that was gonna be my next question, right? When you got cut, right, and you knew it was on the show, why didn't you quit then? What made you say, I'm still going for this?
Man, honestly, self-belief in myself and what I wanted and my family, honestly. My parents basically like it was plenty of times where I was like, all right, yeah, I'm done, man. I can't take this. It's stressful. Let me just go move on to the next chapter of life. And my family always made it like, yo, you don't want to be that dude that got regrets. Like what would have happened if I would have kept going, right? And I remember my mom and my dad sitting me down, and I remember after having a conversation with them, I seen this meme. And it's a pretty popular meme, but it's a meme of it's two people digging for diamonds, right? And it's one dude at the top and it's another dude at the bottom, right? And the dude at the bottom gets to a certain point and he quits. He like, man, I'm tired of digging. I've been digging for hours. I ain't getting nothing. I'm just gonna go home, right? And the dude at the top is like, I don't give a damn. I'm gonna keep digging until I hit something. And they both get to that same point, and right at that point where the one dude quit and the other dude didn't, the dude that didn't quit, he found diamonds. The dude that did quit, he quit right before. If he'd have did one more stroke, boom, he would have struck it. He would have hit his. So that really like resonated with me. It was like, I don't want to be that dude to feel like I ain't giving my all. I ain't did everything I did to exhaust every option that I had to see where it was going to get me, right? And that's really what kept me going, man. It was like, what if I quit right before the moment I'm supposed to take off, right? What if and it actually that's kind of what happened, right? Right before I went to Canada was my moment where I was like, yeah, man, I'm done. I'm tired. I've been cut 8 times. I've been in places where I should have been put on, and people telling me no, and they hating on me. They not giving me my shot. And right when I went to Canada was my moment where I got that last opportunity because it was based off of people getting hurt. They needed somebody to come fill in right away, and right then was when I like said to myself, you know what? I'm gonna just if this is my last shot, I'm gonna go all out, man. I'm gonna give it everything I got, and whatever happens, at least I know when I go home, I gave it everything I had, and I ain't got no regrets. And right when I made that decision to do that, that's when it shifted for me.
Yo, I take my hat off to you, right? And it's not for you making it, right? It's just your work ethic, right? For you to even say, yo, I've been cut 8 times, right? A lot of people won't even acknowledge that part, right? But I congratulate you on that. Why? Because after 2 with me, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? Like, and most people be like, I can't, right? But you decided, like, yo, and you are achieving everything, right? Because let's point this out. Mr. What they called you, the most outstanding lineman in the league in the CFL. So that is something to be thankful for. And then knowing that the trials that you went through, right? Like you said, I got cut. I came back. I got cut. But you still kept going and you knew that this is where you wanted to be and what you wanted. So I take my hat off to you for that alone. You know,
I appreciate that, bro. Man, honestly, man, it was like I said, man, it was a lot of long nights. A lot of times when I ain't have nothing to look forward to, and I still went to the gym and I put in 3-4 hours of work just to prepare myself for that moment, man. Because that's really, it's a I always believe sports was a microcosm of life, right? And what my mom always told me growing up was every day that you don't put in some type of effort to achieve a goal is a day wasted, right? It don't matter if you put in 20 minutes, if you put in 30 minutes, if you put in, it don't matter. Anything that's going to make you better, 1% better every day and put you in a spot to achieve whatever it is you want to achieve, you know what I'm saying? Nobody knows exactly how you're going to get it, but the best thing you could do for yourself in life is make sure you're prepared for opportunities, right? And the only way you're going to be prepared for those opportunities is to work like you know the opportunity's coming when it ain't coming. And that's really kind of just how I was able to achieve the things I did, because the year I won Lineman of the Year, right before that, wasn't nobody calling my phone, wasn't no teams checking for me, wasn't nobody, offering me no contracts. I had no clue I was even going to be at that point, right? Before, you know what I'm saying, 7 months before that, I was thinking about, you know what I'm saying, going to get a regular job. So, but I always kept working. You know what I'm saying? I always went to the gym, even if it was, all right, I'm going to get up early in the morning, I'm going to go to the gym until 12 o'clock, and then from 12 to 5, I'll bust out some job applications type of thing, right? That was what it was for me in life. So, in my mind, it was when the opportunity comes, the opportunity that I want comes, you know what I'm saying? And still doing stuff like being in the community, still going to schools, talking to kids, still, having people look at me like, yo, man, you was in the league, like, you did something significant. And in my mind, I'm still, like I said, I'm still that person, like, I ain't do everything I wanted to do. There's more I could do. My pops, you know what I'm saying, is a dude who come from being homeless to being able to work his way up to, it's only right for me to take that mentality and try to double up on it, right? And now I'm at the point where I'm trying to get my son to double up on what I did. So when he get to that point, it's gonna be like he doing even more than what I did. He gonna be the one that's the, you know what I'm saying, on the Wheaties commercial, on the box, doing all that type of stuff, right? And that's just gonna be, how it is, man. You want to be able to take stuff from generation to generation and give it to them to be better, right? I don't want you to be the same. I don't want you to be worse. I want you to be better. Whatever I did, even if it is in sports, like I don't really care. My son plays sports, want to play sports. That's cool. Play sports because his dad plays sports. You know what I'm saying? And I'm kind of like his idol right now. So of course he,
you should be. You should be.
It's crazy because you know how I just told you I'm competitive, right? Well, my son is like 100 times worse than me. Like, he only 3 years old, and everything he want to do is, I'm going to beat you, Dad. I'm going to beat you. I'm going to beat you. I'm going to be better than you. I'm stronger. I'm faster. I'm this, I'm that. And I'm like, bro, you only 3 and you thinking like that already?
Listen, he get it from Daddy. He get it from Peppy.
I'm like, yo, why is this kid so ultra competitive? I'm out here trying to be Mr. Big Lovable Teddy Bear. Like, oh, you know what I'm saying? And he like, no, let's get it. I need to beat you. So it's cool, man. I guess in a sense, in the grand scheme of things, man, I guess I did something right. I did something worthwhile, and that's something to be proud of in a sense, man. I mean, I ain't end up hitting it big like I thought I could. And that's cool, man. People gotta understand that everybody gotta run their own race. Everybody's gonna go through trials and tribulations, man. You just gotta take, you know what I'm saying, take the blessings that come. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm big on appreciating the blessings that I do have and not worrying about the blessings that I don't have, right? Because when you start worrying about the stuff that you didn't get or that you don't have, then you start to forget about the stuff that's in front of you, and that's important too. So
Let's Talk Crazy will be right back.
Make sure you check out the Evening Rush Podcast every Wednesday from 7 to 8 p.m. hosted by my man Sean Dawn and Rainbow. That's right, the home team is coming back and they here better than ever. So make sure you check out the Evening Rush Network and the Evening Rush Podcast right here from 7 to 8 every Wednesday. Alright? And don't forget, the Battle of the Sexes be crazy. Alright? Hey, are you looking to start a podcast but don't know where to start? Don't worry, we got you. For all your podcast needs, all you got to do is hit up the Evening Rush Network. Now, you can call for dates and prices. All you got to do is hit up the number 929-441-2417, or you can email us at the eveningrushnetwork@gmail.com. That's right, we got you. And don't forget to tune in, subscribe, and share, and we can help you with all your needs.
tuned in to the Let's Talk Crazy podcast with Shice and G-Star.
So recently I read that you decided to sit out this year from football because things just wasn't right. Can you tell us like why? What happened that you said, you know what, I'm sitting out this year?
Really, the pandemic forced me to be able to kind of start looking at things outside of playing the game, man. So, for the longest, when you get into that mode, you kind of make what you do your identity, right? Mm-hmm. And for what I always want to tell, especially for young athletes or anybody in general, you don't ever want what you do to become your identity. You want your identity to show in what you do. So, it got to a point where I had the opportunity to play football. And if I just wanted to be able to just keep saying I continued my career, I played a certain amount of times, I add some more accolades, you know what I'm saying? All that stuff is cool, right? But in the grand scheme of things, for me, and the point I'm at in my life, as you see, man, I got 2 young kids running around here. Just bought a brand new house. Life takes over, right? So, and then it gets to a point where is what I'm doing going to be beneficial to not just myself, but the people that depend on me, right? The 2 kids that I got, and as much as I do want my kids to see me continue to do what I love and that I'm good at, I got to make sure I'm doing stuff that's important to them, right? And again, like I said, when you get into this world, the business side of things is always going to take precedence over anything, right? So I've always been somebody to read between the lines, right? You can tell me I'm great all you want, but if you're not showing me that you think I'm that great, then I can't believe what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? You got to show me more than you got to show me more than you tell me, right? So, it was one of those situations where I got offered a deal. I should have took my time with it. I probably would have been in a better situation. I just signed it out of, just wanting to have the opportunity to be present. And then when it finally came to fruition that I was going to be able to play, I know I had to take a step back and just look at it and go, you know what? They shortened the season. Money's not going to be the same. I'm not going to get all the money I did. I got a house I got to pay for. I got whole family. People don't understand that what comes with playing pro, especially pro sports in another country. Man, you're paying taxes. You're paying taxes everywhere you pay, right? So even though I'm in Canada making money, I'm paying Canada taxes, and I got to pay U.S. taxes. I got to pay for a place to live up there. I got to pay for a place to live here. You know what I'm saying? I'm basically taking care of 2 households, while I'm trying to be a professional athlete. So it just didn't make sense to do it, man. So I just, had to put my family first. I'm in a good situation right now, just working, doing education stuff, like I said, big with helping other people be able to get that opportunity to go to college. I talked to a lot of people from back home who, people who didn't barely, finish high school and want that opportunity to kind of keep bettering themselves and put themselves in a better position, man. Because in this world today, man, it's hard to do anything without having that, post-secondary education or some type of trade or some type of something that's going to be able to, you could apply, right? So I'm just basically doing what kind of walking in what I speak, man. If I can't sit there and tell people to do things that I haven't never done. So that's where it was at for me. I mean, I still got the opportunity to still go back and play. Probably will next season.
Because that was my next question. So does that mean that the Bonecrusher is done with football?
No, I don't. The fire is still there. That's the hardest thing as an athlete is when you still got that fire to compete and play. There's really nothing out there that's really going to settle that fire until you just get it out of you, right? So, and when you work so hard for so long for something, sometimes it's hard to just you want to give it away on your own terms. You don't want nobody to force you to give it away. So, I'm still at that mode where people still out there doubting me, man. And I'm like,
I support you. I ain't doubting you.
Listen, that's why you my boy, man. But honestly, man, that's really where I'm at with it, man. I just want to be able to go out on my own terms. Yeah. And
she
let them
said
know,
too.
Right. Let them know that daddy's still a Bonecrusher, right? Yeah. So that's where it's at right now. So once this season is up, I mean, I sacrificed this season just to be able to be here with them, support my significant other, be able to, kind of get my household together and kind of build some roots and foundation, and that's important, especially. Yeah, that's important. So I basically, put the football aside and focused on the stuff that's bigger than that. if I get the opportunity, I got the opportunity to go back and play next year, and if everything pans out, then they'll see me. They'll see me on the football field again in 22.
So if all right, let's just say when football is all said and done, what will the Bonecrusher be doing?
Man, hopefully, I got my degree. I went to college for broadcast journalism, man. So for me, that's always been my dream occupation. So like, I was a big Shaq fan growing up. I was a big Charles Barkley fan growing up, and what they did was everything that I wanted to do. What they doing now was seeing them on TV and doing the NBA. Like, they basically inspired me to go to school and study what I did. So for me, I've always, been somebody who had that larger than life character. I have fun. I like to joke around. If you follow me on social media, I joke all day. Like, I don't.
Yeah.
I
see wifey look at you sometimes like, nigga, if you don't stop.
I joke all day, bro. That's all I do. Like, I just joke, I kid, I laugh, I have fun. Even on like serious topics, man, I'm gonna always make everybody in the room crack a smile and kind of take some of that pressure off. I want to get into the media stuff. I want to be doing the broadcasting stuff. Maybe some coaching. I have some opportunity. I got some opportunity possibly to get into some coaching too as well. So, man, I'm just honestly right now at this point in my life, I'm just trying to enjoy being a family man, being here with my kids, being a dad, getting some of those moments that I missed out on. I missed the birth of my son. You know what I'm saying? I miss him taking his first steps. I missed him saying his first word. Honestly, everything got a silver lining in it for me, man. Yeah, as much as I want to be on the field playing ball right now, me being home and being with my family and enjoying my kids and enjoying my wife and just being a dad and being a regular person, man, it's a breath of fresh air for real. So
and that's the best thing.
Yeah, man, it is, man. I enjoy being a dad. That was like oddly enough.
Are you like your dad? Let's ask that question. Are you like your dad? Because I said, when I met you and I met your dad, like your mom and dad, they, like I said, hands down, they were so cool.
Proud. And they cool.
Definitely were proud of their son. But your dad, I was like, yo, I don't know who's who because he looked just as young as you do, and he was like, yo, the way he was kicking it and talking, I was like, okay, who the hell is who? Is he the dad or is he the dad? Like, that's how it was, and I was like, well, what's the vibe? Like,
that's my pops, man. My pops he's a people person, man. He cool as a fan. He one of those. My parents are one of those people where, like, whether they know you for 10 years or 10 minutes, you ain't never gonna know the difference. They're gonna show everybody love. They're gonna make you feel welcome. They're gonna make you enjoy. They're gonna make sure that you have fun being around them. So that way, when you do leave, like that's the impression, man. You want people to be able, when they're not around you, to say, you want people to be able to say, like, hey, you know what? Those are cool individuals, man. I like it. Those are real people, man. Those are people who show love. Those people who you know what I'm saying?
You are so right because, again, I didn't know y'all from a hole in the wall back then. And your mom's was really so cool. But like, I was like, well, can I get him to come to a talk? I wanted you to come to an event. And I forgot what it was back then. And it wound up not happening on our end. Like, we didn't have the event or whatever. But her thing was, here's my number. Call me. And, we'll work it out. I didn't get like, like a brush off. We gonna work it out if we can. You know what I'm saying? And I respected that because it was like, that was like, oh, that's Auntie right there. Like, Auntie said, yo.
That's really what it is, though. That's how everybody treat my parents. It's like, my friends back home, I don't gotta be home for them to still pull up on my parents' house and go kick it with them. Like, I'll be FaceTiming my boys, and I'll be like, where you at? They be like, yo, we at your people's crib. We kicking it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, all right. Like it's not like my family's not one of those families where the person that you know that linked you up.
Right.
Once you win, you win. You ain't gotta, you know what I'm saying? Those people don't gotta be around. You can hit them up like, yo, I'm in the area, XYZ. They're gonna be like, oh yeah, come through. And as soon as you come through, hey, what's up? You want a drink? You want this? You want that? Like, that's really what it is, man. And that's how I am too. I'm the same way because that's how they raised me. So it's like if you and I met once, in my mind, you know what I'm saying, we always cool, man. I'm one of those people who, like, I don't treat people bad. I believe in karma. Right. I believe in, treat people the same way you want to be treated. So my thing is, I mean, whether you like me or not, I'm still gonna show you love. I ain't gonna treat you no different. I ain't gonna treat you no certain way. I'm always break bread with everybody.
And I can say that is the honest to God truth, because again, we met once, but now I know you for it's been some years now.
Yeah, that was
And
back in 2013 we met.
right. And
Yeah, so
I
that's
will
7, 8
say,
years.
like, no matter if I said something to you on Instagram, if I sent you something, you replied, and I was like,
Yeah,
damn. I was like, okay, I respect that, and that's what
right.
it was like. Okay, I feel like, yo, that's my guy right there. Like, that's my guy. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely respected that, and you know, I still see much success in you. Like, whether it's football, whether it's seeing you on the sidelines and doing reporting, or I can see you doing a whole show where you just going in on everybody. I can see it. Like, I can see you doing respectfully as a journalist. I can see you doing sports casting. I can see all of that in your future, man. And I definitely know that you'll be great at it. So
I appreciate that, my brother. I appreciate that, man. Like, honestly, man, that's really what it is, man. It's everything in life is, especially what I tell, what I'm saying, young people, everything in life is networking, right? Everything in life is meeting people and being able to exchange information, because you never know what somebody that you meet is going to end up in one place to where they're going to be able to help you, do what you need to do, right? So
facts.
who's to say somebody you met 10 years ago, and at the time when you met them, they could have been nobody, right? And in 10 years now, they could be CEO of whatever corporation you've been dying to work at, right? Now, what
Facts.
happens if you was being mean to that person, or you was treating them a certain way, and then 10 years later, you depending on them to kind of hook you up and put you where you need to be, and they're going to be like, well, you know what? When I met you, you was treating me like X, Y, and Z when I met you. Why would you think I'm gonna help you now type of thing? So that's really how it go, man. You gotta treat people how you want to be treated. You know what I'm saying? You never know who you're going to cross
Yep.
paths with that's going to be able to help put you in a position to be successful one day. And you know what I'm saying? This world surely need more people just being able to be,
Just
you know,
being them. Like,
them, yeah, like just
cause
just talking. Everything ain't gotta be what can I get from you, or what. It just gotta be mutual. It just gotta be genuine. Like,
facts. And I ain't even gonna hold you, bro. I'm gonna tell you this. I got people now, people that I was close with, they say, oh, yo, you changing, or you change. I say yes and no, right? Yeah, I'm going to change because I'm elevating and I don't want to stay in the same place. And people think because I don't want to sit in front of a park bench or whatever till 5 a.m. like we used to. Nigga, we grown. I got kids. I'm going
right,
home. Like,
right.
I'm not sitting out here all day. I got
Nah,
shit to
yeah.
do. I got money to make. Listen, we ain't the same no more. So, yes, I elevated in that standpoint. Now, as far as changing with my people, if you my people, you my people.
That's a
But
fact.
if you changing and like I have friends that I always ask to just follow me, like to come with me places because I just wanted the company. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just want the company, and I'll be like, yo, just follow me, whatever, XYZ. You ain't got to do nothing. Nobody wanted to go. Now they start seeing, oh, you was with such and such, or you was with this name, and you was with that name. Yo, can I go? No, because
Yeah.
again, I needed you then. And I don't need you now. Now you just
Right.
want to go because you see the names on the list. And I'm
Right.
not doing that. So
Right.
am I going to change? Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's like I can't support you if you never support me. And I just had this conversation the other day about support and how much a like is free. A share
Right.
is free. I'm not asking you
Free.
to do nothing.
That requires you to pay me $1.
$1. And yet I got people that support me that I don't know who's on my, like I could look on Instagram and stuff and say, yo, this person is consistent on my page.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
90% of it is not my people though. It's a small few that I see my friends that'll be like, oh, there.
Yeah. You know, it's crazy. It's crazy because I said this to somebody the other day, and it's really true. Like when you think about it, but the people who hate on you the most is the people that you came up with, because in their mind, y'all came from the same place. So what is it about you that you made it out and I didn't?
Right.
That that why is it that people treat you a certain way and not me? Because we come from the same place. Me and you is the same person. Why is it that you doing this and I'm not doing this, right? And it's off the pure, simple fact of just I grinded, bro. I treated things differently. I didn't think the same. You know what I'm saying? Like the way I approached life and how you approach life was differently. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why I said like a lot of the dudes that I came up with, and it's crazy because for me it was always hard for me to understand why every time when I reach out to certain people or I try to be around certain people, they don't want to be around me. It's like, yo, what did I do to you? And it's really I didn't do nothing. You got some type of something in your heart because you feel a certain way about where I'm at and what I'm doing. And when I try to put you down with it, you don't want to be down because you mad at because I'm the one putting you down, right? And then years later, you're gonna be like on some, you know what I'm saying, on some, yo, you was treating me funny, you was treating me different. No, I really wasn't. You was the one being funny and being different. You know what I'm saying? They always say money change people. Money don't change people. Money changes the people around you. Because the people around you is the ones who act different. It's not you who acting different. It's the people around you because they start treating you a certain way. They start looking at you differently. They start talking to you differently. And then now it's on you to be like, you got to protect your own peace. You got to be able to protect your own circle. Like, listen, I can't. If you're gonna come around with that animosity, I can't bring you around because now you being detrimental. I'm trying to include you and give you a chance to be in those same circles and realms.
That's the fact right there, right? What you said. I'm trying to include you. So yeah, I made it. But if we that cool, guess what? If I make it, you gonna make it with me because I'm not gonna let you stay here. Especially if you genuine. If I got it, you got it, and I'm gonna make sure that you come with me. You understand?
Well, see, people also too got to understand that for me to bring you along with me, I'm bringing you along because I'm going to show you the blueprint on how to put in some pain so that you can get it on your own, right? I'm not bringing you along to spoon feed you. I'm not bringing you along to give it to you. I'm bringing you along because I want you to see what it's like so that you can get that. You know what I'm saying? What LeBron James did with his mans. He made his man his agent because he brought him along and said, yo, I want you to see what it's like. So when you see what it is, you know what it takes to, you know what I'm saying? Like, he ain't spoon feed his man. He ain't spoon feed Rich Paul. He just basically brought him around so he could see the blueprint. And then he was like, oh, bet. I'm going to take what I'm good at. I'm going to take this. You done show me a couple of things. Let me put that together. And now, boom, you got Clutch Sports. Now you got the best NBA agent in the game that everybody want to work with because he a real dude. He come from where they come from. He understand where they come from, but he also he bring that element that, you know what I'm saying, the boy that went to Harvard for 4 years and got his law degree and his daddy is the president of the, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a different element, right? And especially when you get in this world, at least with the sports world, the entertainment world, you want people around you that's going to be genuine. You want people around you that's going to genuinely care about you. They're going to want to see you succeed because they know your success equates to their success.
Right.
So that's really what it is, man. It took me a long time to kind of understand that concept. But once I did understand it, it kind of became like man, I'm not even going to stress about it, man. I gave you ops. I gave you chances. I gave you ways to be included. You ain't want to take advantage of it. That's not on me, man. You gotta be mad at yourself for that one.
Yeah, and me saying I want to bring you along don't mean, like you said, I'm spoon feeding you. I'm paying for everything. That means I'm gonna show you the door that other people can't just walk into. So me putting you in that room, in that element, now it's time for you to learn the game. It's time for you to get your hustle on. So now we can say, yo, we got this. We control the game.
It's like Grandma always said, man, you can take a horse to water, but you can't make him drink it.
Yep, and that's a fact. I know you gotta go, so before I go, I do want to play a game, right? It's called Sink or Swim, right?
All right.
You gotta tell me one person who you gonna let drown. I'm gonna give you two people. You gotta tell me who you gonna let drown and who you gonna save and why.
All
right. So this is the football edition.
All
right. So we got Barry Sanders or Emmitt Smith.
Ooh, I'm going with Barry.
You going Barry? Why?
Because, man, even though Barry's career was short, and it was short on some bullshit with the Lions organization, because Barry could have played longer, but he just didn't want to be in Detroit no more, and Detroit wasn't trying to let him go. Same thing that happened with Megatron. So, but if you look at what Barry did in that short amount of time, for him to still be considered an all-time great with such a small body of work, that's tough, man. You ever watch his highlights? I mean, Emmett was a dog. Don't get me wrong. I love Emmett game. Emmett was a dog. Did it for a long time. He did it in the perfect place, Dallas Cowboys, America's team, all that good stuff, right? But what Barry did, bruh, come on, man.
You ain't lying. All right, here we go. Joe Montana or Tom Brady?
I gotta go with the GOAT. I gotta go with Tom. Just because I seen Tom in person and I know what it's like, bruh. Like it's see. There's a thing when you see greatness in person, that don't change your mentality so crazy because it's like it's simple. Like it's really simple. The key to greatness is I heard somebody say that the definition of greatness is being consistently consistent. So there's guys who can be good in peaks, and you could go, oh, he's good, and then nah, he ain't that good today, or you know what I'm saying, like, oh, he's good today, he's bad tomorrow, right? But when you can be every day, when somebody could say, and a string of moments go, he's good, oh, he's good, after about 5-6 years of people saying consistently every day he's good, like, nah, he's great. So that's like watching how he works. I'm talking about he sit front row. He asks questions. I'm talking about 10 years in the league, 5 Super Bowls already. He's still raising his hands and asking questions like he first day rookie. And I'm talking about like I watched Josh McDaniels ask for his input. He telling you what routes he want, what combinations. Wow. You get in the huddle with him. I'm talking about he makes literally to play with the Patriots. You just got to know what Tom is talking about to know your job. You ain't got to say a word. He make the line calls. He tell a running back what to do. He tell the receivers what to do. He make checks. He make adjustments. He know what, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about like it is unbelievable just watching it. Like I had to catch myself sometimes because I was in awe. Like yo, he's really like that.
Yo, let me ask you this, right? No joke. You ever find yourself like when you was there, like just looking at him and going,
The first person I met when I walked in the door was Tom. And he walked up to me and introduced himself.
Hi, I'm Tom Brady.
Really? Motherfucker, I know who the hell you are. Like, who don't know who you are? Like, I would be mad if somebody didn't know who you was. Like, you think I don't know who you are? But I was like, yeah, and you know my name? Get out of here, man. Shit. I'm nobody. But that's how he is. Like he know everybody's name on the roster. He talk to everybody. He joke with everybody. He show love. Like he not arrogant. He not stuck up. If you the first man on the roster or the last man on the roster, he gonna show you the same love and appreciation. Like he cool like that. But I ain't got a negative thing to say about Tom. I don't. If anything negative was to ever come out about Tom Brady, I'd be like, you're lying. I don't believe.
So let me ask you this. So see, and this is funny. So now you giving us some insight on Tom Brady, right? Is he one of those guys like you? We know he about his business. We can tell that his work ethic is already crazy.
Yeah.
Is ridiculous. He a jokester behind the scenes? Like, is he one of those guys you can pull? Because you know, with certain stars, especially on your team, you be like, I ain't doing that to the captain. Is he that guy, or is he the guy like you can say, yo, let's go pull a prank on Tom and let's go?
Yeah, no, for real, he is.
You, Tom Brady. I hope your dog eats chocolate and gets really sick and throws up on your sock. That's up.
He's that guy.
And he gonna laugh and he gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna get you back. Watch. Yo, it's only been a few dudes that I met like that. So like when I got to Chicago and I met Jay Cutler. Jay Cutler wasn't like that. Jay Cutler was the like, if you ain't a starter, don't talk to me type. Like he was one of those guys. So
a lot of that. Pass was batted by Abraham. Anderson Cutler throwing out his end zone. Picked off. Touchdown. As Cutler throws, it's picked off. Cutler on third down. Picked off. Cutler on first down to the outside. Picked off.
Bro, you're not even nice like that. Like you're not even like, hey, you know, like the meme, the buddy, like, hey, buddy, you're not that guy. You're not that guy. but Tom is like, Tom blew my mind because in my mind is, yo, you are that guy, bro, but he don't act like it.
Yo,
it's crazy.
Funny. He like, Jay, shut up. I work with Tom. Damn it.
Yo,
Sit your ass down.
you know what's crazy? It was a moment. I was with the Bears, right? Jay came in the O-line room. He was giving out something, and he had handed me something, and then he stopped and looked at me and was like, "Wait, like who the hell are you? Are you do you play? Like, are you on the active roster?" And I'm like, "Nah, I'm on P Squad." He was like, "Oh, this ain't for you then," and like took it from me, and then that's when it was like oh, okay, like it's that kind of party. But Tom is not. Tom ain't like that. Like Tom is one of them dudes where he like everybody gonna get one. You P Squad or not, you P Squad or active, everybody gonna get something. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how Cam was. That's why I bumped with Cam too. Cam is my guy. So I'm tight. They doing my man how they doing him. But Cam was like that too. Cam showed love to everybody.
Damn, that's crazy. See, at this point, that's when I wish I was like one of those hype men. I'd be in there and be like, motherfucker, yo, let me tell you something. You ain't no goddamn body. Your stats ain't going nowhere, okay?
Yo, it be like that. Some guys they think they shit don't stink, man. And sometimes you gotta let them know, like, hey, bro, we smell you from over here.
Oh, all right. Let me see. So we got a couple more. Lawrence Taylor, Bruce Smith.
Ooh, got to go LT.
Yeah, you got to go.
Bruce Smith is a dog. Don't get me wrong, savage. But LT was a different animal, bro. I'm talking about. I my respect for athletes who have vices and can still perform is immaculate, because for you to be able to do the things that he did off of them heavy stuff. Like if you never got a chance, read his book. If you read his book, like LT is like one of those dudes you like, yeah, that's that nigga, bro. Cause it was a story in his book, okay? It's a story in his book. So one year he showed up to mini camp, OTAs, whatever, and Bill Parcells basically was like, yo, if you don't show up for camp or whatever, these are the fines, this is what you gotta pay, right? So at the end of the meeting, LT walks up to him and writes him a check for the whole training camp. Like, yo, see you game 1, my guy. Like, he was that guy. And then show up and get you double-digit sacks after he been messing with all types of stuff in the off season, doing all types of substances, all of that, and then show up game 1 and get you 3 sacks.
Yo, oh man, let me see. Okay, Michael Strahan or Warren Sapp?
Ooh, man. So I'm gonna go Strahan just for the simple fact of, man, that era of Giants football was different, and Mike was a consistent like beast, bro. I'm talking about like he was damn near unblockable, man. And to think like for him to do it for such a long time and have so many other ends who come through and excel with playing next to him, because he was just such a force, and to still be able to still put up his numbers even with the other guys eating too, right? Like there's plenty of guys where they play well and then they get another end and the end get all the shine because they get all the double teams and they can't get their numbers. Like Strahan was one of those dudes where it didn't matter. You could send double teams to him, you could send triple teams to him, you could slide. He gonna still show up. Like it don't matter. Like it ain't just, you know what I'm saying? He ain't one of those superstars that kind of got them ebbs and flows, man. Right. He was consistent, man. So I'm gonna go straight.
Okay, 2 more. We got Shannon Sharp or Tony Gonzalez. Things that people say.
Yeah, that's a good one, actually, right? Because Uncle Shay Shay wasn't no slouch, all right? But, man, I'm going to go Tony. I'm going to go Tony on that one, because Tony was actually, I think when he retired, he was actually leading the league in reception yards or something like that. He was the most prolific tight end in history at the time. So I think Tony is definitely, he's top three tight ends that ever played the game. And we talk about a dude who was was a basketball player too. So that's the crazy part. Like that was the era of tight ends that was basketball players that was converted. You're talking about the Antonio Gates, the Tony, you know what I'm saying? Those guys was like unicorns in the game.
Terrell Owens just played in a celebrity game that my man Bubba actually threw in
T.O. nice.
Maryland. Yeah.
T.O. nice.
Yeah, they say.
Hey, you know what's crazy? You want to know the greatest football player that's nice at ball that no one would never think of?
Who?
Josh McGowan. The
Really?
backup quarterback, bruh.
Yo, look
When bruh, if you know anybody who's ever seen Josh McGowan play, I'm talking about this. That motherfucker could have played in the NBA. That's how nice he was.
I gotta
I'm
look
talking
that
about.
up.
I'm talking about. He had bounce. He had handles. He had. I'm talking. So 2013, 14. I was with the Bears, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we went to go play off season. We used to pick the off days. We would go to the Lifetime gym and play pickup basketball games, just the team, right? So I'm talking about I'm playing with Julius Peppers, and Peppers was a college basketball, D1 college basketball player, in North Carolina. I'm
Really?
talking about Pep, yeah, Pep dog, and Pepper's another one, freak athlete. I'm talking about 6'6", 280, 290, could run a 4.5. And lift grown men, throw them out the room, and still like do a backflip cartwheel in the same breath. Like I'm talking about freaks. Like these are generational talents. So it would be dudes like Pep, Josh used to pull up. We used to have Devin Hester used to pull up. Brandon Marshall, wide receiver Brandon Marshall, Lance Briggs, Matt Forte. Like I'm talking about these. We got athletes, bro. Like these is real life dudes. So we used to always go to the Lifetime, play pickup games with the team, and we used to, you know what I'm saying, everybody reliving they hoop dream days, right? Pep drop step, one drop step, dunking on people, like, and the first day I walked in, I seen Josh, right? And Josh, when you look at him, don't look like much. I'm talking about typical white guy, no offense to nobody, typical white guy. You look at him, you like, man, that dude, you let alone, you could barely look at him and say that's an NFL player. I wouldn't think much of him on a basketball court, like just looking at him, right? And I was like, yo, Josh, what you doing out here, man? You ain't about that life. And he was like, man, you better ask somebody about me. And I'm like, man, he playing, right? Soon as I said that, we was like warming up. Motherfucker did one bounce off the backboard, caught it, windmilled it. Boom. I said, what the fuck? The next joint. And this, I mind you, this is him. This is how he warm up. Next joint, come back to the top of the key, dribble through the legs, behind the back, take one dribble through the legs, took a double gather, 360. Boom. I said, bro, what type of shit is you on right now? Like, it threw me completely off, bro. And then we get in the game, he out there playing like white chocolate. I'm talking about like he whoop, 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 behind the back pass to you. Like, it was ridiculous, bro. I said, yo, why didn't nobody tell me about him? They're like, yo, you were sleeping, son. Like, the dudes who've been there on the team was like, we just get a kick out of people seeing him play for the first time because it throws them off. I'm like, yo, and mind you, I'm out here like, I'm like, yo, this is crazy.
Yo, that
Yeah, but Josh McGowan is the illest athlete I've ever encountered in my life. And I've been around a lot of great athletes. He is hands down top five top five greatest athletes I've ever seen.
All right. Last one. Michael Irvin or Jerry Rice?
Man. I'm gonna go Jerry. Just because Jerry was an underdog. He the GOAT for a reason. I'm talking about like he grinded for what he got. Don't get me wrong, Irv is a dog too. And Irv was a special dog too. And what my fandom for like Irv and them comes from them the college days coming out the U when the U was like when the U was the U, when you knew like it was a bunch of dogs there from top to bottom all over the roster. So but now I'm gonna go with Jerry just because Jerry is like he ain't the fastest, he ain't the quickest, but he just flat out he just got it done, man. And you gotta respect the dude who people just didn't expect much from and ended up coming out being the greatest of all time.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the greatest. Absolutely. Like I said, man, it was like an honor just to talk to you, bro. Like, just to hear your story, man. Like, you
I got a
stuff
Rolodex
like
of stories, man. I got a Rolodex. I'm talking about years and years worth of stuff that like the stuff you want to hear about and the stuff that you don't ever want to see the light of day. But when you in that stuff, man, it's that's why I said I'm so appreciative of my time and what I was able to do in my career, man, because I got a chance to just experience stuff that people dream about, man, and to be and to kind of treat it like a man, that was a Tuesday for us back in the day type of thing. Like that's it's crazy, man. But I appreciate you, my brother, man. This was fun, man. I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to use your platform, man. Keep doing what you do, man. I'm a big fan of what you're doing, man, with this, and you got your page with your daughter doing the dancing stuff. That's the blueprint for me right there, because I'm gonna be doing the TikToks and all that too. I'll be seeing you get into it, bro.
Listen, let me tell you, my leg hurts every time because listen, I gotta have a knee replacement, right? And like they won't do it. So I sit and I'll do my little practice.
And you practice, yeah.
We don't. Like she comes in, she'll say, "Hey, Dad, let's do this one today," and it'll take me like a couple of tries to get it, and then I'll be like, and then the ones I can't get, I just make fun of myself and just do something stupid.
Yeah,
so,
do something. That's what it's about, man. That's the joys of being a dad, man. It's just. I think it's more about the bonding than it is about making sure you look good doing the stuff, man. That's gonna be memories that you're gonna have with your daughter forever. That's gonna keep y'all bonding, man. So that's dope, man. You're one of those dads, man, that I definitely do pay close attention to and definitely setting the blueprint, my brother. So keep doing what you do, man. I'm blessed to know you, man.
No, I'm same here, brother. Let everybody know. Like you said, I know you said you had a podcast. You have 2 podcasts actually. Let everybody know when it airs and where they can find it.
Yeah, I got 2 pods. I got my one joint called The Trap. It's basically about offensive linemen who just basically talk about offensive line play. I kind of just wanted to take my knowledge of the game and stuff that I did and just kind of impart it on people who want to listen and hear about the stories of, what it's like to be an offensive lineman and play pro football in the trenches and all that type of stuff. So that's definitely what it was for me. And then I got another one I call Insights from the Locker Room, where I bring on a lot of guys that I know, some NFL players, some of the guys I play with, just talking about, what it's like to be in the football locker room, talk about, topics that, people don't get to hear us talk about all the time, or sometimes, a lot of athletes are scared to talk about stuff because they just don't want people to look at them and go, give them that age or moniker of guys who are just, not intelligent, or they don't know what they're talking about, whatever it may be, right? So, yeah, that's my 2 pods I'm doing right now. I'll be doing a little stuff. Just follow me on social media. I'm always talking about sports, games, life, posting funny stuff, just having fun with it, man. I'm one of those athletes. I don't take myself too seriously in anything, man. I'm still a regular person at the end of the day. I'm still the same dude I was growing up, man. It ain't really nothing about what I did. Is just things to be proud of, and it doesn't make me who I am or what I'm about, man. So I'm still gonna be, like I said, I'm reachable. You can always reach out to me. I ain't never going to not treat people no type of way. I'm always respond to you, whether it's something crazy or something, something to have fun with. So, yeah, man, that's you can follow me on everything. My Instagram, 6bonecrusher4. Follow me on Twitter at 6bonecrusher3. My podcast, The Trap. I'm on Twitch. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Anchor. I'm on Spotify. I'm on Apple Podcasts. I'm on everything. So
facts.
Wherever you like to get your fix, come holler at your big noise.
And listen, we definitely got to bring you back on, man, because I got to hear some of these old locker room stories.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Oh, for sure, man. Whatever your favorite superstar is, I got a story for you.
Oh, listen. Oh, see, here you go. Now you got me ready to start a whole nother interview. Like, listen, let's go.
No. We got to go get to the kids, man.
Definitely. Man. But like I said, man, I definitely appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, my man, Dennis, the Bonecrusher. I said Dennis. Lord have mercy. I said it backwards. Derek,
it's all good. I got 2 first names.
The Bonecrusher, Dennis, is in the building, man. And like I said, man, I appreciate you so much, and thank you for being here. All right.
My God.
So this
have a good one, man.
You too, my brother. This is Let's Talk Crazy, and we'll see you when we see you. Peace.
The craziest podcast around. Let's Talk Crazy.